Hello and welcome to the final Complete Hire Equipment WRFL preview. It is Division 1 and Grand Final week, but before we get stuck into that big game, Pepe, we'll look at what happened the previous weekend. On the Saturday, it was Point Cook Centrals taking on Wyndham Suns in the Division 3 Grand Final, with Point Cook Centrals getting home by 25 points in tough conditions at Avalon Airport Oval.
It was very tough conditions down there. I think we were lucky we weren't at Burbank Oval, though. It was a little bit worse down there. But Point Cook Centrals, they finished on top of the ladder for a reason. Consistently all year, Willow, the best team in the competition, and they showed why at the weekend. The wet weather perhaps we thought might not suit them as well, but they just willed it forward and did the little things really well and beat Wyndham Suns by 25 points in the end. They started really well and finished really well. I think with the last, had a string of 6 goals in a row there on the back end of the third quarter and the start of the last to really kill the contest and absolutely deserved to win. And Brent Sheehan, best on ground, outstanding. Our man Smackers was questioning why they put him back as a loose man, and I think he took about half a dozen intercept marks in that last quarter, and no question marks now. Sharks are premiers.
Yep. Congratulations to the Sharks there. And following that game was the first women's grand final, with Manor Lakes taking on Caroline Springs, with the Storm getting home by 51 points and capping off an undefeated season. So a fantastic effort there by Manor Lakes.
Yeah, terrific season by Manor Lakes. Didn't lose a game. Didn't really look like losing a game, to be honest. They had conceded 7 goals leading up to the grand final. 5 of them had been against their grand final opponents, Manor Lakes, and they kept them to 1. So that was always going to be the key for the Storm. Unfortunately, they had to play a twilight fixture on probably the worst day of weather all year, just about. So it was bitterly cold, but they still produced an outstanding brand. Gemma Anderson, she was best on ground for the Storm off the back of a terrific season. A wonderful performance by Manor Lakes and thoroughly deserved. It was a tight opening. Took a while to get going, but that's the pressure of a grand final, I suppose. They led 3 goals to 1 at quarter time, and the Lakers really brought it up to them, but they were too good in the end. Well done, Manor Lakes.
Yeah, congratulations, Manor Lakes. And then on Sunday, it was Point Cook defeating Yarraville Seddon by 7 points in the Division 2 grand final. 3 straight grand final losses, unfortunately, for the Eagles, but the new boys of the competition, Point Cook, coming across from the VAFA last season, did a fantastic job. They led from start to finish and well-deserved premiers in 2018.
Yeah, they meant business, Point Cook, right from the word go. They kicked the first 3 goals of the game, led at one stage by 34, I think at about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. We always expected Yarraville Seddon would come. They did. They levelled the scores halfway through the third, and we felt like they might just run over the top of them. But it never happened. They play a very risky game of football, brand of football, Yarraville Seddon. It's worked for them superbly all season. Very professional outfit. But the Dogs put them under immense pressure all day and absolutely deserved their victory. Jessie Lampy was outstanding. They had a lot of good players. Everyone had a good day for the Dogs, and it was just one of those grand final upsets, but absolutely well-deserved from Point Cook. Well done.
Yeah, well done, Point Cook. Now, let's look at Rams Division 1. It's grand final time in Division 1. It is Deer Park going for their 6th straight premiership, which is unbelievable. They will meet Hoppers Crossing, who knocked off Altona last weekend at Burbank Oval on the Saturday in really horrendous conditions, with only 6 goals being kicked for the entire match. But they got home by 3 points. Are Hoppers Crossing any chance of knocking off Deer Park and stopping them from 6 in a row, Pepe?
Well, they're a chance because they're there, Willow, and we know that a few weeks ago they had a chance to play off for top spot in Division 1. So they've had a good enough year. They've beaten Deer Park once out of 3 occasions. They didn't get the job done in the qualifying final a fortnight back. So they'll learn from those errors. They were actually quite good in the first quarter, just didn't convert their opportunities and let the Lions back in a little bit too easily and then got blown away in the end. So they'll take confidence. They will hold no fears. Jackson Viola was outstanding last week against Altona. Kicked 2 goals that were really, really crucial, including the sealer at the end. Brown, Ferrari, Ryan, Armstrong Western, all amongst their better players. They need their experienced campaigners to step up. But then you have a look at the Lions and the team that they've got, Willow, and it's hard to go past them. I'll absolutely be tipping them because I don't expect them to lose. We're just hoping from a spectator point of view that it's not a repeat of 2 seasons ago where it was over 100 points between these 2 teams. But There's still question marks for Deer Park injury-wise. Paul Bauer with a hamstring. Question mark over him, whether he'll play again. We don't think so. Ismail, we don't think so either, but stranger things have happened. But they've welcomed back their captain, Jack Purton-Smith, who was outstanding against Altona a few weeks ago as well. James Wong came in a little scratchy early due to a bit of rust, but absolutely took the game by the scruff of his neck. And they can do that as well. Again, they got so many avenues to go. Perkins, McCarg, Burns, Clicks, Galea. Who stops them, Willow? It's a toughest ask in the competition. Their defence is going to have to be really good, but I think more importantly, the midfield battle is probably the most important thing for Hoppers Crossing to win, to deny access. The rucks as well, all across the board. Stewart and Greenhoff, probably the best duo in the competition. Harley Armstrong-Weston and Joel Bentley are going to have to be absolutely at their best. I can't quite see it happening though, Willow. It's just going to be a really, really tough ask. But we saw it at the weekend. Point Cook did seemingly the impossible. Maybe Hoppers Crossing can do it, but I'll be tipping the Lions.
Yeah, I too am on the Lions, and I think they'll get their 6th straight premiership. So this has been the complete hire equipment WRFL preview, our final show for 2018. Thanks for joining me each week, Pepe.
No worries.
Good luck to Deer Park and Hoppers Crossing this weekend.